Hello everyone, welcome to a short little stream. Not going to be very long, just going to be about 25 minutes. But I want to talk about something. So, this morning I got on my phone, checked on my emails, only to find out that one of the emails was related to a claim. And you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean? So, if you're not aware, I've done streams where I played a game called City Guesser. As it turns out, that's related to what I'm about to talk about. So, the claim that I got was from a video simply titled Local Texas Man Tries Desperately to Guess Geographical Locations, Utterly Humiliated, or something along those lines. Somehow, I don't know how exactly this happened. I can only guess it's because one of the locations they showed in City Guesser was this same location, which I'll get to in a moment. But that video got a copyright claim on YouTube, and I got a strike. Now you're probably wondering, well, wait, did you appeal it? Did you do anything? No. You're probably wondering why exactly. Let me answer that with this. It was a false claim. The reason why I know this is because the person who did that, it wasn't even a corporate or anything like that. It was just someone who, in all lowercase letters, is just called Robert Davis. And I could tell you right now, just judging by that, and the fact that that video was literally several months old, that was a false claim. That was a false claim. And yeah. Alongside that, there is also the possibility that if I were to go through with trying to appeal it, it might not go through. It might go to that other person and there might be even worse consequences for me. So, I have a little question to YouTube. When are you going to step up your game and take care of these false claims? Because clearly you're acting as if this random person who I have never heard of, ever, decided, you know, there's one part of this stream that I really don't like. And you want to know what that was? So, the thing about City Guesser is the locations that you have to guess are completely randomized. And predominantly, I've been known to play in the US part because I would get to know it better because, I happen to be from the US. On a couple of occasions, as it turns out, one of those locations would happen to be a place called the Googleplex. That Googleplex, where Google is located. It was a campus tour filmed by someone who made the video specifically for the game. And yet somehow this random person named Robert Davis, and I even looked up who it was, and it just showed stuff like an obituary, a football player, some other stuff. Nothing about the person who did that. And I even looked up online to see if it was in fact a false claim, and it was. So, what I'm going to instead do is I'm going to play things safe, and for the foreseeable future, in fact it may be a permanent decision, I am deciding to no longer stream City Guesser. It's nothing against the game. I love the game to death. It's just that if that person can do that, there's no telling what someone else can do. And it's baffling to me that a stream that's so old, which, I mean, it's not old, it's several months old, like a couple of months old. I don't remember when I made the stream. It was an export from Twitch, by the way. But, and yes, that's why it has that title. But it's just mind-boggling how someone can sit there and think, what's a way to try and extort money from this person who, by the way, isn't even monetized and only have 209 subs? I know, a false copyright claim, which I also got a strike from. Not a community guideline strike, a copyright strike. That's right. So I can still stream. I just have to be careful. Why? Well, here's the thing. I did nothing wrong. You know why? Because there were other streams where that same place was shown off, and none of those were claimed. It was just this one. That specific one, which I ended up deleting. So, my question to YouTube, therefore, is, when are you going to step things up and truly get rid of those people who are doing this? Because for people like me who don't even make a living off YouTube, we just do it for fun. I mean, I'm not even doing it for monetary stuff, because first of all, I'm not even eligible for that. And second of all, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I like doing it. And I'm also thinking about getting back into Twitch. But when are they going to step things up and find a way to combat these false claimers and these bots that will literally copyright claim whatever they want just because, well, I just don't like this person. That right there is an example of just, I can't even provide the right words at all. Because this is literally just hard to believe. And no, I'm not about to get emotional at all. But what I am saying is, I have worked hard to get to where this channel is now. Back then, 6 years ago, I didn't have what I have now. I was still in the same old house, still had a PS4, gradually built up. And as such, so did the quality of my content. And if someone's gonna sit there and abuse the copyright claim system just because they don't like what someone's doing, or just to get a kick out of it, or try and even extort money out of them, because I've read about that, where someone got a false claim and then the person's like, well, if you pay me this much and so, then I'll release it. Why would you do that, though? What drives you to willingly do this to someone who's just trying to live their life? Huh? Take it from me, I did nothing wrong in this situation. I did look at what it was, and it was a part of the video where that campus tour was filmed. But again, just to reiterate, on the CityGuesser website, even the creator of the game himself said this, you can film your own video and have it uploaded to YouTube as a submission to them, as long as you have, like, I think it's like a hashtag or something that you have to put into the description, or you have to put it in a title or something along those lines. But that's the only way that was allowed in there. So unless this person just really, really, really thought that, hey, you can't be filming there, or whatever it may be, it's still false. It is still a false claim. And YouTube just sits there like, well, we had this automated system, but we're just not going to use it to detect if it was a fraudulent claim or not. It is a fraudulent claim. They just haven't done anything for it yet. And I get that it'll also resolve itself as long as you do that copyright claim school or whatever it is. But again, I just want to preference this by saying, please be careful. Whether you're making content about your favorite games, whatever it is, be careful of people like this. Because this can happen to anybody. no matter how big the channel, what you're uploading, what you're doing, even if you do everything in your power to make sure there is no copyrighted material, someone will still be out there thinking, sorry, I know a good way to ruin this person's day. Copyright claim. To those that do that stuff, please seek help. Please. Nobody did anything to you. If you had a bad day, don't take it out on other people. Okay? You don't see me doing that stuff to other people on Twitter where, if someone says something that has a slightly suggestive thing, like, there's a picture of someone who has like a really nice outfit, but someone makes the joke that, oh, you look really sexy in that outfit. Imagine what you would look like if it were to be ripped off from you and you had like your bare breasts hanging out. And then like someone in the comments is like, man, you can't say that, and then they report it. That is literally the exact, like, I get that comment that I was talking about might be edging close to the, you probably shouldn't say that, but at the same time, the person that they're replying to is known to have suggestive content and is perfectly fine with those comments. So someone who's overly sensitive would obviously report that as, OMG, you can't say that. Free country. Free country. Yeah. I'm going to check on my phone real quick. Alright. I'm going to check my emails because, the thing is, I wanted to make sure that I was allowed to stream. Because this is a copyright strike that I'm talking about. Which will go away after approximately 90 days, I know. Unless YouTube decides to remove it after they detect that the claim was fraudulent. But, yeah. All I can say is, I don't want anything to happen to this channel, because I have worked hard to get where I am. All the equipment that I've gotten over the years, all the different things I've gotten, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my diligence, if it wasn't for my hard work and my efforts to make sure that what I produce is meaningful, even despite it not being the best quality. Because my aim isn't to be the best person in the world. It's trying to do my best to make sure people are happy regardless. And for someone to sit there behind a keyboard and think, oh, this random guy, Furplays, I don't really like his content, so I'm just gonna copyright claim one of his videos and be done with it. Again, bear in mind, that was a VOD, actually. That was several months old at that point. And up until today, there were no claims on it. At all. But this wasn't just a claim. It was a takedown. It was a false copyright takedown. Which I ended up deleting the video anyway, because, like, I'm not going to have it up if they're going to cause problems. But to make a long story short, I was involved in a fraudulent copyright takedown claim, whatchamacallit. Got a copyright strike for no reason because some asshole decided to try and ruin my day, but my day's been fine otherwise. And it's going to continue to be fine. You want to know why? Because I can tell you right now that beyond that, nothing's going to happen. My channel is going to be fine as long as I play my cards right, as long as I'm careful And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I avoid doing City Guesser for the foreseeable future. Again, it might be a permanent decision, because as much as I love City Guesser, if someone can just do that to a video for no reason other than just, I don't like this guy, and there's this specific part of the video, and, like, the thing is, again, just to reiterate, this isn't even a major corporation that does this, or that did this. It was someone under the name Robert Davis. And I even looked up stuff about them, even saying like copyright strike and all that stuff. No results. Other than just, YouTube channels that have that same name. But again, the name itself was in all lowercase. No underscores, no numbers, just Robert Davis. There was a space though, but still, it's... I don't know. Although, I know I said this stream was going to be, 25 minutes long but it's shorter, because, that's all I really wanted to talk about, is that, yeah. Just wanted to let y'all know how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty fine. I had a very good Thanksgiving. I hope you all did as well. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good day regardless. I hope those who participated in Black Friday were safe and sound, because I know how hectic it could be. But beyond all that, I just wanted to say thank you for sticking by me for all these years. I am 209 subs strong. I know that's not a major number, but to me it's special, because it shows that people care about someone like me. Someone who, you're a small YouTube channel, you don't have the best quality equipment and everything, but you're trying. You're trying your best to make content that people will enjoy no matter what. And I personally am glad that I've gotten this far, not just in YouTube, but in life. But, again, a personal message to YouTube. Please do yourselves a favor and step up your game when it comes to detecting these fraudulent copyright claims and takedowns, because there was nothing in that video that could be seen as takedownable, like, there was nothing in there that would be deemed, claimable, basically. Because this only just happened overnight, or this morning, I forgot. Not before, because again, the stream, or the VOD rather, had been up for several months. So why was it only happening right there and then? Like, today, basically. I can tell you why. Because some people just don't care. Some people do not care how hard you've worked and how hard you've tried to do your best when it comes to making stuff like this. Because they will do everything in their power to make sure they get something out of you. They ain't getting anything out of me. Partially because I don't have the means of doing that anyway. Step up their game on and realize that, the person doing that, what they're doing is false. There's no rhyme or reason as to why they're doing that. And I hope that YouTube does do something soon. In a good way, I mean. Because I just don't want to lose all this stuff that I've done. I don't want to start all over making a new channel and everything. I don't. So, please, YouTube, please, just listen to me when I say, please do your best to find the people that do that and block them from doing that. You know, trying to do false copyright takedowns and stuff like that. Because this has been an ongoing thing on YouTube where other YouTubers have dealt with this, where someone will either impersonate a company, there will be a big company, like an actual company that does stuff like this, or in this case, it's just some random individual that does this, but they will do a copyright takedown on a video just because of the fact that they don't like you. Or in some cases, it may be slightly justified, like if you have copyrighted music in your video and it's monetized and it makes it seem like you're trying to claim the music as your own, then it would make sense. But in this instance, it's literally just someone who is trying to get something. The only something they're getting is nothing. Because, honestly, I know exactly what this is. It is a false claim, a false takedown, a false strike, rather. And while I would try and go through the whole appeals process and everything like that and contacting the person, if I contact them, they're likely going to try and scam me. Because this is exactly what it might be. Because someone said something about someone doing that to their channel and they messaged them and they're like, well, if you give me $50 in crypto, I'm going to drop it. Which is absurd. You shouldn't be holding someone's stuff up for ransom like that. That should be illegal, and I'm pretty sure it is. But when you go so far as to do a false takedown on someone's content just because you want to, and it even details the part of the video that they did the takedown on, YouTube really needs to have an automated system that would be able to detect if the content in the video itself is copyrighted, because I get that the actual part in question is the campus tour of Googleplex. But again, just to reiterate, this stream had been up for months. Months. Nothing was ever done until just today. Like, just this morning. So it seems obvious to me that this person wasn't from a company. It wasn't some, impersonator. It was just some random person. And I'll tell you right now, they aren't going to get anything from me. At all. So, I'm not going to contact them because it might just be that same kind of thing as I mentioned earlier. The ransom thing. The appeals thing is a different story. YouTube says that if they detect that your appeal is, not being truthful, like having false information and not enough evidence, it could lead to your entire account being taken down. And I just cannot risk that, because I will admit, I'm not a perfect individual, but I do my damnedest to make sure I don't have any content on my channel that could be deemed as copyright claimable. So when someone does that randomly on a video that actually doesn't have any kind of material like that, yeah. But even still, YouTube could still be like, well, you know what, we're just going to side with this person anyway because, yeah. So I'm just going to let it roll on and it'll eventually end by itself. It'll be sometime in February, which at that time I'll most likely have my new PC. So there'll be something. But, yeah. So, that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. By the way, I should say I am going to be doing a live reaction and coverage stream of the Game Awards coming up in a few short weeks. I've already done my stream on voting on the Game Awards, which is good. And yeah, so to recap, False Claim and Strike, I'm gonna let them fizzle out, and I at the moment will no longer be doing City Guesser just due to the fear that that same thing could happen again. In this case, however, I've just been on the background for the entire time, so yeah. Anyway, again, thank you for watching, or rather listening to what I've been saying, and I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you guys